how can one sufficiently thank all of you here for your presence, your support, your love, your energy. I want to thank the swim family, especially for being here. Can we give them a huge mother, sister, brother-in-law, nephew, and family. I want to say very, very special thanks, though, to this absolutely remarkable team that has helped bring us forward. And there are many supporters in the room from the various foundations. I won't name you all, but I do want to thank you immensely for helping us make this happen. So a huge round of applause for those supporters. Thank you so much. And then this crew, this team, this tribe that has birthed this over many, many years, really about 7 years, if truth be told. But we want to begin, especially, I have to give thanks to my co-executive producer, John Grin, for all of his work. And then the most huge shout-out has got to go to Patsy Northcutt and David Kennard, but I want to begin with Patsy Northcutt, producer, director, editor, goddess, performer par excellence into the middle of the night, so many weeks to make this happen. The diligence, the dedication, the detail. Let's have a huge shout out to Patsy. David Kennard, who, as was mentioned at the beginning, was with us at the beginning, cannot be here tonight, but led us through the beginnings of this journey in Samos, and we are most grateful for his help in the development and direction of this film. David Kennard. And Chris Ward, who did the music faithfully for so many months from LA, sending it up here, sending it to the East Coast, back and forth, that music which carries this film so beautifully. Chris Ward. And a huge thanks to someone here in the Bay Area who's been with this project also for creative development of immense proportions, especially through imagery. And we thank Neil Rogan. Oh, yeah. And then a remarkable other Bay Area producer, Catherine Lynn Butler, who with Patsy did the most remarkable job in getting this to 55 minutes. Can we thank them both for that? Those images amazing? And we have our lead archival researcher, Michelle Grenier, to thank for that work. And then for taking and delivering and helping to produce with her husband on Samos, location producer, the most extraordinary place finder, detailed person, Lizzie Kennard. We're so happy you're here. Patsy Northcutt, may I present?
first person I'd like to thank is Jorgen. Thank you, Jorgen. Those late nights and those long hours. It was his gift as well as mine. And Mary Evelyn, I just want to recognize you for the amazing creativity and involvement. You know, speaking of late night hours, okay, we're on the West Coast. I'm working late, and Mary Evelyn is online on the other end. I'm like, okay, it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there she is. And we would do a lot of online collaboration, hosting scenes, and Mary Evelyn was deeply involved in feedback and nuance, and the breadth and depth of your knowledge is stunning and was just a huge contribution. And then the gratitude that just was flowed. I felt this just gratitude for everything that we were all doing. And, you know, I don't know that the team got to feel it as much as I did because I was firsthand receiving it. And that's a spiritual thing to be really I was thinking, what could I say? And just yesterday, we did some adjustments to the volume, and so I was watching the film again. And when we got to the destruction scene, I just burst into tears and just wept. It was like, I wept with the sorrow and I love that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes. Why? It's because it's like when you watch like a person who's being destructive to themselves. One of the most painful things is when they don't see what they're doing. Like just the denial that our society has for what we're doing. And so to be able to, in the context of this beautiful piece that tells the whole story of the universe, from our 14 billion year evolution to our current conundrum. And then the second piece to that is the wonder will guide us. Because if you're in denial, and necessity is the mother of invention. So when you see a problem, our ingenuity comes forth, and we are great problem solvers. But if we don't even identify that we have a problem, we're not soliciting the wonder that's so spectacular. And so what I hope for this audience and for all audiences is that we continue to listen to the inner voice, our inner wisdom, and follow our wonder. And we can do this thing. We can figure this out. We are brilliant. We are the universe. Burst into consciousness. Creative, just Brian was just his infectious enthusiasm and creativity emanated through every part of the creation of this film.
Just to say, it's just so great having all of you here. I was trying to think of the important people in my life. They're pretty much all in the room. So it means a great deal that you would come and celebrate what is an important moment for our lives individually, but also I think it's a moment when Earth as a whole is reflecting on itself, and it required all of these millennia and even millions of years for us to arrive at this place. And I don't think we even know exactly what the significance is of the universe, of the Earth coming into awareness of itself. But it was a thrill being part of this collaborative effort. I mean, there are the people that were in the studio and so forth, but I feel like so many of us have been thinking about these ideas for many years and conversations, and so it's really, it feels more and more like a work of the planet, of the species. It just means a great deal to me personally that you would take the time to come and celebrate with them. us. It was actually 8 years. And so 2003, we began working on this, and we so many of you are here, and just so many fabulous people, scientists and philosophers, and unfortunately lawyers. And, I shouldn't have said that. It's terrible. But just so many people, and I just feel what Mary Evelyn and Patsy have said. So much more can be said to each of you. I did want to just maybe say one thing about these two to my left. Mary Evelyn and Lily, more than any of us, carried the whole of the project in her heart from the beginning. It wasn't as if the rest of us didn't care about the whole. We all cared about the whole, but she was able to hold it in this massive intellect. I would compare her intellect to Thomas Berry's, but I know she wouldn't like that, so there's no way I will mention it here tonight. Bring it up. Or to point out so much of the depth of wisdom that Thomas enjoyed studying the world religions was fully present in Mary Evelyn. That too I will not detail. But she has a capacity to hold the whole, and have all of this intricate and detailed knowledge about all the various parts at the theoretical level as well as the practical level. And maybe she overmanaged a little bit of it. Put it at it. Now this moment of celebration. For her, it's really is. She knew from the beginning what we're about, where we're going, and so it's interesting to just continue checking with her, and she guide us in the direction of where we're going. I feel like her authenticity permeates every aspect of the film. And my own gratitude is way beyond verbal expression. And just to say one thing about Patsy, we called her on the film, director, producer, editor, but we also know her as magician. We ran into 100 obstacles, major obstacles, and every time she found a way through them, or she knew exactly the right person to call. You're in touch with all the important people, and every time you called her on the phone, day or night, she would answer, unless she was already on the phone with Mary Evelyn. And she was there. Just in closing, I wanted to sort of summarize the whole film, and that is, we're celebrating a number of things, but the discovery of our lives inside a 14 billion year creative process. That's the major discovery of the film, and certainly of modern science itself. We are inside a 14 billion year creative process. And what's so wonderful is the surprise of it. Scientists started off all with the same assumption. We're studying something that's other. And then as we deepened our knowledge and became more intimate with this other, we realized it gave birth to us. So what we assumed was other turned out to be mother. That's the big switch. I think this awareness will permeate through the human communities throughout the 21st century. This idea that mothering energies are of the essence of the universe, of life itself. And so I wanted to maybe take just a first step in that direction, and just think of all the mothering that's going on in the oceans. Right? The mother whales, they're out there just mothering away. And some of the fathers are mothering too. I'm using the mothering as a way of like nurturing. I want to focus on mothering. So the mother whales are mothering away. The mother songbirds are mothering away. And then in a certain sense, we will move forward as we deepen this eternal energy within us. But as a way of closing, I would just ask you to imagine that every mother you come across, and it could be a male that's a mother, anyone, is a representative of the great mother. And the three mothers I wanted to maybe use as representatives right now are the three closest to me. My wife Denise, my sister Leslie, and my mom.